opportunity again. All glory is to Holy Name. All glory is to Srila Prabhupada. So, one of the main purposes that we are chanting is to remember Krishna at the end of our life. Prabhupada also explains in many of his purports, Ante Narayan Smriti. At the end of our life, we should remember Narayan, Krishna. So when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, it starts with that Parikshit Maharaj has got the curse and he is about to die in next 7 days. We think it is for him, but I was reading somewhere it is said that we also have only 7 days from Monday to Sunday. It could be any other day. It could be like a very normal day. It can be today or tomorrow. So we also have 7 days. So we should also follow onto the path of Parikshit Maharaj by listening carefully and chanting Krishna's names. So once one of the disciples of Guru Nanak Dev Ji asked him that what is the difference between life and death. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji replied, first Guru Nanak Dev Ji asked him, you say what is the difference between life and death? So that disciple told, it is the difference that today you are alive, tomorrow you may not be. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, it is a very long distance you have spoken about. Make it short. So next answer that disciple gave, then this moment you are alive, maybe next moment you may not be alive. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, it is still longer, make it little shorter. So the dead disciple then was not able to answer. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji replied, the difference between life and death is that this time you are breathing in, you may or may not be able to breathe out, that is called death. So this is the difference between life and death. So that is also been explained very beautifully in Kevala Ashtakam. Nishwaso hiti vishwaso kadarudha bhavishyati kirtaniye mato balya hare name bhake. Nishwaso hi iti vishwaso. We are believing on this breath that it is going to be longer life. So we are believing this breath. So what is it being explained? We should not believe it. Kada ruddho bhavishyati. In the coming future, when it will choke our throat. Similarly, in verse 33 of Mukundmala Stotra, Mukundmala Stotra, King Kulshekar also explains very beautifully, very beautiful shloka that Prabhupada also quotes one in many of his lectures. Krishna tvadiya pada pankaja panjarantam adavaiva me vishtu manasa rajahansa prana prayana samay kafavat pittau kantavarodhan vidhau smaranam kutaste. That he is praying to Krishna that you take me today when I am very much immersed, my heart is totally immersed into your lotus feet, remembering your names very nicely and diligently. And tomorrow when the death will come, who knows that my throat will be choked with Vata, Pitta and Kapha dosha. So I may not be able to recite your name. I may not be able to chant your name with that intensity. So you take me today. So by thinking on these lines, then we think that also in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kaliram." That the end of end of your life, if you remember me, you'll attain me. So the devotee sometimes think that if at the end of my life, if I'll not be able to remember Krishna, so what will happen then? Very normally this question all devotees have. So to answer this question, Krishna in Varaha Purana also says, very beautiful verse, Yadi Vatadi Doshena Mad Bhakto Mam cha Nasmarit. That because of Vat Adi, Vat Kapha Pitta Dosha, Mad Bhakto, my devotee is not able to remember me at the end of his life. Mam Aham Smarami Mad Bhakta. मैं अपने भक्त को याद करूंगा. I'll remember my devotee. Aham Smarami Mad Bhakta. Nayami Paramagatim, and give him my spiritual abode. So Krishna is reinforcing that if I have said in Bhagavad Gita that if at the end of one's life devotee is not able to remember me, I will remember him. if throughout his life he has remembered me. So what is the difference between what is life? It is between two words, B and D. B is birth and D is death. This is called life between the two letters. So what is the letter between B and D? The letter is C. So that C, the choice we have, C stands for choice. That we have to cry for petty material things, petty expectations, petty desires, or to chant from C from chant. So between B and D, it is our choice. Do we want to cry or we want to chant Krishna's name? So devotee, even there are two types of devotees. One is karmavadi, and other are devavadi. Karmavadi devotees are who believe on antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevram. That I'm chanting now, but at the end of my life, I will remember Krishna. Then it'll be okay. I'll definitely attain the spiritual abode. On the other hand, there are devavadi. They are totally dependent on Krishna. They are themselves, they are not putting any efforts. They believe on the Varaha Puran shlok that at the end of life Krishna will remember me, give me remembrance of him. So a devotee should not neither be a karamvadi nor be a devavadi. He should be both. He should give his own efforts as if that he is the only he can put best of his efforts very diligently and conscientiously, and also depend upon Krishna. So he should be a Karamvadi, also a Devavadi. It is very common saying that give your best and leave the rest on Krishna. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Holy name, all glories to holy name, all glories to Shilpa. Thank you so much.